And we're back. My God, sometimes it takes forever to get things going here on the Lakers Fast Break. It's Pop Culture Cosmos, where we cover the latest news and trends in pop culture each and every week, twice a week, wherever you get your podcasts. On this week's episode, we're covering the world of video games. Once again, this is Group BS Gamescast, and I go ahead and talk about the latest news and trends in the world of pop culture. Right there for you at, of course, the Lakers Fast Break, and of course, Pop Culture Cosmos as well. Sorry again for all the delays. We had an issue right there with our Facebook page, Facebook at Lakers Fast Break. Something going on there. Don't understand why it is, but hey, it is what it is. Technical issues aside, it is, of course, the Lakers Fast Break. Truly appreciate you joining us. Of course, man here needs no introduction, but he will get one anyways. He is part of our awesome coverage here. Lakers Corner and Clutch Talk. Today, the post game, I guess because of the issues, I could not get it on there today, so I apologize. It is, of course, the good man indeed. It is John Costa. John, good to have you here. Wanted to go ahead and hear your thoughts on today's game. The Lakers, unfortunately, go into today looking with riding high with all the momentum. Unfortunately, with Jaxson Hayes out, Rui injured, and then later in the game, LeBron injuring his groin. The odds were stacked up, and even a miraculous comeback led by Luka Doncic was not enough as the Lakers fall 111-101. Your thoughts on today's game, my friend? I will go ahead and give everybody the update here in just a moment on where we're at with the games as far as the Lakers, what the standings are and all that. But for now, the Lakers unfortunately start off this road trip with a loss, my friend. Your thoughts on today's game?
Man, unfortunate loss. You know, you come in riding high in an 8-game winning streak. You know it's going to end at some point because, I mean, you know, we can't go on winning forever. But it's unfortunate that it happens against the Celtics. That's the most unfortunate thing. I ain't gonna lie. But you know, it's funny because like Hayes is like, you would never in any other situation in his career be like, man, like Hayes is such a vital part in this team being at its fullest. But if Hayes plays this game, I think the game turns out differently. I'm not going to lie, only simply because of how much he does and how much he unlocks Luka's game and how many easy buckets, you know, he would get just from, you know, Luka getting them open. But we're not going to cry over spilled milk. We're not going to talk about spilled milk. It is what it is. He didn't play. What really killed me, though, was the fact that first quarter, second quarter, like we were like right there, right at the end of the first quarter, down by I think 4 points. No, at the end of the first quarter, tied up. At the end at halftime, down by 4 points. But it's that third quarter, y'all. That third quarter, we went on such a scoring drought. I mean, like the first 6 minutes, we scored 2 points. In the first 6 minutes, we went 1 from 11 from the 3-point line at the beginning of that third quarter, and that's when the Celtics really started to pull off. And when they pulled off, y'all, there he is. What's up, Stone? When they pulled off, man, it put the Lakers in such a deep, dark hole that now we had to do so much just to get ourselves out of this hole that, you know, Bron ends up, you know, having a strain on his groin. We end up giving everything that we have in the tank, giving everything that we have in the field, and it doesn't end up being enough. But to me, it's like, if we just don't go on, you know, such a drought in the beginning of that third quarter, and the offense got extremely stagnant also at the beginning of that third quarter. So to me, it's like, if we don't have that drought right there and then, we don't even have to have that big ass push and that big ass miraculous run that we have at the end where we gave everything that we had, man. But you know, for, you know, purposes of letting my boy Stone here talk, I mean, quick thoughts on it is this, man. Like, unfortunate 8-game winning streak has to stop, especially against the Celtics. Unfortunate to see Bron going down, especially with a groin injury at 40 years old. It's going to be a longer recovery process than, you know, when Bron was 27, or even with anybody else being like in their 20s or 30s. And that third quarter is what killed us, man. Played relatively well in the first half. I ain't gonna lie. Stayed right with them, but the third quarter is what killed us. And then we had to give it all we got in the fourth quarter. But like how my boy Kendrick Lamar says, it's not enough. It just wasn't enough, man. It just wasn't enough.
Once again, it is the Lakers fast break. The Lakers unfortunately lose 111 to 101. Again, please be a part of the Lakers fast break family by liking and subscribing today to get the latest notifications on when we go live on the air with the latest Lakers fast break. And don't forget also as well, become a member today for just $2.99 a month right here at the Lakers fast break podcast. The Lakers fall to 40 and 22. They're now third place in the Western Conference, a half game behind Denver because of their victory in overtime. The Lakers lost today. And here today to go ahead and describe his thoughts. Good man indeed. Always welcome back on the show that he is part of every time out. I truly appreciate him stopping by and also what he was doing for us on playback.tv/Lakers Fast Break. It is Stone Hansen. Stone, great to have you here. Sorry for the delay on that. Unfortunately, the Facebook page shut down as we were trying to go on air, which made it a little bit hard to go on air. So apologies for that. Your thoughts on tonight's game? Again, the Lakers undermanned. You saw the size issues. You saw the matchups. Goodwin cannot guard Tatum. Reeves cannot guard Horford. Just constantly a size and mismatch issues. Despite that, the Lakers stormed back to what I think they cut it down to 3 behind Luka Doncic, just to show everyone again what Luka can do for teams, but he still needs help to get it done. And despite a good effort from Dalton Connect and some others, Austin Reeves and others, want to go ahead and give a shout out to the hustle that Vanderbilt provided. Want to go ahead and give a shout out to what DFS brought out there as far as hustling out there on the floor. You lose LeBron in that fourth quarter, and no matter how hot Luka was going to get, it wasn't going to get the job done. It's just too much for one guy to handle. Your mic issues. Yeah, on that. But yes, it is of course the Lakers fast break 111 to 101.
Still can't hear you, Stone. Just keep going. I'll let you know when I hear you.
Exactly.
In the meantime, I got you, bro.
Okay, no worries. I appreciate it, John. Robert Wheeler says, John, in the moment, did you want JJ to empty the bench when the Celtics went up by 20 at the end of the third? I said I did. I was already saying rest LeBron and rest Luka. Your thoughts on that, my friend?
Honestly, I did. I remember you saying that, Gerald. I personally didn't say that just because I'm a big believer of basketball as a game runs like within time, like it's going to happen. But I'm also not sitting here saying I knew we were going to come back. But that's a valid point, Gerald, and great question, Robert. But me personally, and I didn't say that at that time. Stone, you back with us?
You back with us, Stone?
Can you hear me?
Yes, you are, sir.
Yeah, you are.
Your thoughts on tonight's game? Again, Luka tried to make it close, but close is not good enough.
Yeah, this is a Celtic team that is just a tier or two above us as a team. They're just better. They defensively are a well-oiled machine. The big thing with the Lakers is their whole scheme is built upon consistently switching, which works against most teams. And we kind of have to do that because our man defense is not good enough individually. We only have like 2 positive defenders on this entire roster. So we kind of have to be this switch heavy oriented team. But the Celtics are just too good offensively to take advantage of the small gaps that switching provides in between coverages, and they exploit those gaps in a way that no other team can with their shooting, with their ball movement. The other factor is I think this really pointed out what we miss defensively, which is a bigger point of attack defender. We have Gabe Vincent, we have Jordan Goodwin. Both of those guys are good point of attack defenders against opposing guards, but they're too small when they're switched. And this is a switch heavy scheme. And when they're being switched on to guys like Tatum, who's hunting our guards because he knows he can feast on them, it just starts to fall apart a bit. But again, it is the scheme we are sort of forced to play because we're in man coverage, just not good individually as defenders. So it does take a team And this is just unfortunately the one of the best teams at exploiting those weaknesses and making the most of them. So I think we still have work to do this summer to get on that sort of tier as a team, but we're much closer than we have been in the past few years. But it is going to take a trade or two or a couple signings to really get us into that echelon.
I'm agreeing with Tom. I'm agreeing with both Nick T and Tom Tibbs, John, in the fact that Nick T said the early turnovers by Luka set the tone. I think the Lakers could have gotten an earlier lead, a larger lead earlier in the game, but some turnovers by Luka. I understand his back is hurting him a little bit, but there was some careless turnovers right there early in the first quarter. I get that, but Tom is saying that the refs were a little bit hard on the Lakers. It was physical out there tonight. I think there were a lot of calls that the Lakers did not get, which, again, they deserve to get because they were hacked quite a bit. But you know what? It is what it is. I think, JJ, he called out the T. He got the T for a reason. He obviously didn't like the way the game was being called. But if that's the case, again, the Lakers still, at times, they fell in love with the three, John. I thought they should have taken it more inside. They became a little bit more isocentric than I would like to see them again, though, with Luka and LeBron. You are going to see that. You're also going to see Luka and LeBron argue with the refs. These are the times and the things that we are going to see from Luka and LeBron. For all the good that they do, there are those things that people are going to argue about in the chat. That people think there are all those things about the turnovers, the arguing the refs. There are those things that people are going to always constantly pick on them for. I can't fight some of it, but I will say for the most part, again, Luka did bring this team back, and had LeBron been there with him, who knows what would have happened, John.
Absolutely. And what's crazy, guys? I think that, and I've said this a lot of times on this channel, like, this league is a real copycat league, but that's bad. Like,
They're shooting a three. They shot too many threes. I'm not going to see your tape. Yeah.
No, exactly right. I think, like, it's a real copycat league because, like, you have to play to your style. Like, one team can play to one style. That's because their team is built to play like that. Another team isn't built to play like that. Look, guys, we do not have the same roster build as the Celtics. The Celtics have players to shoot threes. Like, that's what their offense is based on, and that's what the essentially, like, that's the backbone of their offense is shooting 3-pointers. They shot 38 3-pointers tonight.
But we shot 40. That's what the average.
There you go, Daryl.
But the thing is, since Luka's been on here, that's their average. They're averaging 43s a game since Luka has joined the team.
Absolutely. But I mean, trying to beat the Celtics at their own game, I just don't think that that's the grandest idea. Like, as a coach, I think you have to, on a team like this, you have to go at it at a different game plan, a different approach. We shot 43s. We shot more threes than the Celtics. Something I was trying to look up, and if somebody in the chat or Stone or Gerald, or if you guys could pull it up, I'd love to see, like, teams ranked in like 3-point percentage or just 3-pointers made per game. I'd love to see how high the Celtics are and how low we are.
Well, again, and nobody makes more than the Celtics.
Exactly, right? So why the fuck are we trying to shoot them? Why are we trying to shoot in their own game? Like, this is their game. Why are we trying to do that? So I know the Celtics are higher, but I would just like to see, like, are we bottom half of the league and they're top half? And so that's a real dumb decision if we were trying to shoot them, play them in their own game, beat them in their own game. If you guys,
I mean, just by the fact you're getting Luka as opposed to AD, Luka shoots more 3-pointers than AD, so you are going to increase your 3-pointers than you would if you had AD, just by the sheer fact that.
But not to the Celtics level. No, agree. No, 100% agree. But not to the. I just don't think we should be trying to shoot with the Celtics in that game. Like, that's their game. Why are we trying to beat them at that? That's what I'm thinking. And nobody's panicking. Nobody's panicking, bro. Nobody's panicking at all. Because Tom Tibbs said stop panicking. Nobody's panicking. I'm just telling you what we saw in this game. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Celtics the Celtics are first in 3-point attempts and 7th in 3-point percentage, and The Lakers are 22nd in 3-point attempts and 17th in 3-point percentage.
Man.
But again,
There you go.
like I said, Stone, I'm not. There is going to be an automatic increase when you bring a perimeter star in and you trade him for a star that's in the front court like AD. Just by the sheer fact that one is liable to go ahead and do that, you are going to increase your number by 3, 4, or even 5 more attempts per game than you would normally do if you have AD in there, simply by the fact that your star player now shifts over to the backcourt as opposed to the front court. But I understand, like tonight, there are times where the Lakers fell in love with a three, and I even said it on playback. That's, you stop shooting three, you need to take it inside. It's just, you have to have a conscious flair, I think, and awareness that out on there, if it's not working for you, or if you find yourself in a 3-point shootout, as it devolved in at times, Stone, you got to take a step back and maybe as a coach or maybe as a player and say, you know what? I think we need to go in and try different things than just trying to chuck up 3-pointers like they did at times with the Boston Celtics, especially that first half.
Stone, real quick, can you say those numbers? Can you say that stat again? The Celtics is number 1, and we're what?
They're number 1 in 3-point attempts. We're 22nd, and then we're 17th in the field 3-point percentage, and Boston is 7th. And then one other stat is the 3-point rate. 53% of Boston's shots this year are from 3, 41% are from the Lakers. But over the last 3 games, the Lakers are second in 3-point rate. They have 53% of their shots are coming from beyond the arc, and Boston has 51% over their last 3.
Okay, so we're 17th in attempt, and then what in 3-point percentage?
In 3-point percentage, we are. Let me pull that back up real quick.
My fault, because these are some great stats.
Again, it's with Luka. Well, the point is, Luka's now on this team, and Luka, as he became more acclimated to the offense, just by the sheer nature, you are going to shoot more threes than you were with Anthony Davis. Let's just put that in there. I mean, the Lakers are 22nd overall in the season, but with Luka, it changes the dynamic, exponentially. The problem is you can't get in those times where you just start doing a 3-point shootout like you do at the gym. Somebody chucks up a 3, somebody else goes down, chucks up a 3, chucks up a 3. We saw that at times where the Lakers fell into that trap, and it just is so easy though as a player. I mean, John, when you play, Stone, when you play, it is so easy when you see somebody start chucking up outside shots. Hey, I'm going to go ahead and do that as well, and it just goes back and forth. You got to realize maybe the smarter plan is whoever's on you, keep going after those mismatches in the defense, Stone.
I agree, but I think tonight was more about how good the Celtics are defensively to make us shoot those 3-point attempts. There are a couple of times when LeBron could get to the paint when he had some other guys on him, but for the most part, the Celtics are too quick at switching to make sure that doesn't happen. The Celtics were picking our guards apart because we're not quick enough switchers LeBron was late a lot of times tonight rotationally to be able to switch back onto a bigger man. And the Celtics are just they're well-oiled machine defensively where that just doesn't happen that often. And they were forcing us to shoot threes because the biggest reason, in my opinion, that we've been on the hot streak that we have been is because Luka can bend a defense at his will. He can invert a defense. The Lakers couldn't do that tonight, and Luka especially couldn't because the Celtics defense really shut him down. I mean, the stats, are going to look how they look in terms of the box score, but when you actually watch the film, they did a really good job of preventing Luka from inverting their defense and collapsing it in a way that he could find those open guys. A lot of shots were contested for us, and we couldn't really get to the rim because the Celtics perimeter defense is just that strong. So I think this was more about the Celtics just being that good defensively rather than us settling too much. I feel like we were forced into a lot of the shots that we were.
I need that percentage, or whatever place we are in percentage of 3-pointer.
Let me see. I'll just throw the.
Yeah,
I could send you the link.
yeah,
I'll text it to you.
Yeah, perfect.
By
Appreciate
the way,
that.
everyone, I've got an update as far as what Dave McMenamin has said. It is not good news in regards to LeBron, but I want to share it with you guys because I know it's already out on Twitter. So I'll put it out on there. It is too early to project an accurate timetable for how long LeBron James can miss because of his left groin injury. However, one source said the initial thought is that it will sideline James for a matter of weeks, not a matter of days.
The very minimum I would assume would be 2 weeks for this, and that's bare minimum. Groin injuries, if you come back too quickly, they can re-tear in an even bigger way, and it could be months on months on months if you re-tear it. So you want to be very cautious with it the first initial time, and that could be upwards of a month if with LeBron. I don't know how serious the tear was, but it could be. I would say a minimum 2 weeks, but more realistically, probably a month.
Once again, it is the Lakers fast break. The Lakers lose 111 to 101. You guys want to see some time with Luka as the head of this team? Well, you're going to see it here over the coming weeks and days as the schedule doesn't get any easier. I know that Bobby Marks, adding insult to injury, has already noted that the Lakers' next 8 days will include 6 games. So that's 6 games in 8 days, including 2 matchups apiece against Denver. Was it in Milwaukee? Yes, Denver and Milwaukee. So yeah, well, life is great right about now. Yeah, woo, yay! But John, let me bring it back to you. It's gonna be tough right now. No LeBron. We don't know how long Jaxson Hayes is going to continue to be out. He's listed still as day-to-day with a knee contusion. Rui Hashimura is still going to be out for another week before they evaluate him, according to JJ before the game. We all were marking on Dallas when they were suffering their injury bug, and when one player was going down after another, after another, after another. That injury bug has now hit the Lakers. What do they need to do to tread water, to stay close enough that they could possibly still get a top 4 seed in the West before all those guys come back, John?
Man, this is gonna have to be the Luka show. He, in my opinion, is gonna have to be so dominant offensively that it gets to a point where the defense is just like, all right, well, it's only the Luka show, to where his gravity becomes even crazier than what it already is, and he gets everybody else easy buckets. And in my opinion, that's going to be the only way for this to actually happen. Sorry about that. You'll have every once in a while, you'll have like Dalton Connect great game, or Dorian Finney-Smith great game, or something like that. But I think the most consistent thing, and the thing that you could bank on most, is Luka being so dominant offensively that defenses are like, damn, he's our only option. Double, triple, boxing one, throw whatever at Luka. But because of that gravity, somebody leaving somebody open, and I believe Luka in his wizardry of passing to find the right person. So it's not a great plan, but hey, it's where we are, man. So that's how I think we're gonna have to go about these next injury riddled weeks. But what do you think, Stone and Gerald?
Go ahead, Stone.
Yeah, I mean, there's really no other option is running everything through Luka, and in my opinion, that's what we should be doing, regardless of whether LeBron is healthy or not. But I think that they're gonna have to run everything through him in a way that continues to collapse and invert the defense. And the necessary way to doing that is obviously Luka can do it himself against a lot of teams, but I think you're going to need a lot of strong screens and off-ball screens. I think the Lakers struggle with that with LeBron. I don't think we see a lot of off-ball screen movement when he's in the game, and I think that's something they might be able to improve upon while he's out, and could really help Luka find a lot of these openings for guys in the corner and things like that. Without Hayes as a lob threat, I think that hurts a lot of what Luka can do. Not to say he still can't succeed without that, but I think without that lob threat there, it makes things a bit more difficult. So I would personally like to see a bit more like Koloko minutes, just to give us that as an outlet for Luka that he doesn't have with Vandor or Jameson necessarily. But yeah, it's going to come down to that and how strong our defense can hold, because we can do everything right on offense, but ultimately our team the past however many games has been overachieving defensively, because we have a lot of poor individual defenders, but the way we're playing as a team has really made us look much better than our individual defenders are. And if we can continue doing that at the rate that we have been, I think we can tread water. But that's what it's going to come down to, is can we avoid dropping to the 5th seed while LeBron is away? And even if we do drop to the 5th seed, can we keep it close enough to get back into the 4th seed? That's really what it's going to come down to. I think so long as everyone else we still have continues to stay healthy, we have an okay chance at it. Our schedule is going to be pretty tough, but that's we're at 11 and a half. We're 2 games above the 5th seed right now, and we're still 5 games above the 6th. I think we'll be okay at avoiding the 6th seed, but it's just a matter of can we keep it bunched up enough to be able to retain the 4th seed by the end of the year.
And just to show some love here to some people here in the chat, because I love some of the things that they're saying, is let me see who said it here. I mean Brian, he said, with LeBron being out, AR is going to step up. So I absolutely agree with that, because that's going to be another thing we're going to have to see. Is I feel like AR is really going to have to step up with that scoring load, but also to, I guess, to play a little bit devil's advocate of what I was literally just saying. Shout out YYC. He said the panel will hate it, but with no LeBron, they will have to shoot like over 53s, which is probably true. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like it'll probably be a lot more threes than we're seeing with no LeBron, because it's just gonna be Luka wide open. So it'll be not Luka wide open. Luka step back, threes, or other players being wide open from Luka being doubled, tripled, whatever, man. So yeah, AR. I hope he's ready. And yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to get everything we can get, man. Everything we can get. All the easy wins against these easy teams, or these weaker teams. We got to handle business quick. Let Luka get some early rest, because we are gonna be heavy reliant on him. I just like hope, what I'm saying, he's all good because of that. Like that heavy reliance doesn't lead to anything, which we don't even need to talk about. But yeah.
But things are not looking great right now, off the fact that, again, the Lakers lose 111 to 101. Again, the Lakers are now falling to 3rd place in the Western Conference, and also buoyed by the news that LeBron James will be out an extended period of time due to a left groin strain. We don't know the level yet, if it's a grade 1, grade 2, what have you. Obviously, they're determining that at the present time, but it's still, we're talking about a matter of weeks, Stone, as a matter of days. So it looks like it's going to be Team Luka going forward. And even Luka obviously had the back issues right now. We've got Brooklyn on the schedule, and I know Jamie Sweet, Admiral Akbar himself, is already probably predicting a loss right now for the Lakers. But at this point in time, the schedule is no longer our friend. The schedule is no longer something we can count on, because the schedule only gets tougher from here after the Brooklyn game. They do have, again, like I mentioned before, a back-to-back, and then they go after that into another back-to-back, and then again, double doses of both Milwaukee and Denver. This does not look promising, my friend. As with no LeBron, everybody keying on Luka, Austin Reeves now has to be that guy. I know Lloyd is talking about it, talking about I think he was the guy who mentioned that Dalton should start instead of Austin. I think he was the one that got that in place, got us talking. This is the time where Austin has to go ahead and step up and become a legitimate second scorer in the realm of 20 to 25 points a game. And the rest of the team has to pick up the slack right now for the Lakers to hold off any free fall that the Lakers may be doing.
Yeah, the free fall, I think, ends at 5, the 5th seed. It's just, is it going to be a 2-game difference between the 4th and the 5th seed for us, or is it going to be, a 4.5 game difference by the time we get back to being healthy? And that's TBD. But if we can, I think that's sort of the goal. I would say, in my opinion, because we're not getting a top 3 seed, I think, at this point, just with the injuries that we have. Not saying fully healthy we wouldn't be capable of it, but with the injuries that we have, I think it's unlikely to remain a top 3 seed moving forward. But if we end up in the 5th seed and we can keep it with a 2-game differential between the 5th and the 4th seed, I think that is really sort of the goal, or what should be a realistic goal for the Lakers moving forward, is keep it within those 2 games by the time we're healthy again. It's going to be interesting too, because this is about the time you start to see players being shut down, or players starting to coast a bit for a lot of upper echelon teams that are, they're going to make it in the playoffs. It's a matter of seeding for some, but some teams might, if you're the Cavs, do you start to coast a little bit more now that you're a top seed? Teams like that, that are in really good positions, may not play as hard to avoid any sort of injury going into the playoffs. So we'll see how it goes. I think there's a really tough path in front of us on paper, but how it actually turns out, we don't know until it happens. But ultimately, like I said, I think that's that would be my realistic goal, is keep it within the 2-game differential between the 5th and the 4th seed, because I don't see us staying in the 4th seed with all these injuries currently.
Once again, it is the Lakers losing 111 to 101. They are 40-22, a half game out of second place in the Western Conference. They're now 3rd place. Again, the next game coming up is Brooklyn. Let's hope they don't overlook that on the schedule, John. But at this point, we will take any win we can get. So no victory will come, I guess, easily for us, with only Luka as the main star going forward for at least the foreseeable future. Your thoughts? Again, Rui is out at least another week, most likely more, because he's only going to be reevaluated in a week. We don't know what the extent is with Jaxson Hayes with his knee contusion. It's still listed as day-to-day. The injury bug has caught us. Will it get any worse?
I hope not. I really hope not. And I mean, if it gets any worse, then let's just pack it in for the season, right? I mean, if like by worse, I'm saying I guess I'm guessing you're referring to like an injury to the dawn. I mean, that would fucking suck. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to put that into the earth, but yeah, I mean, I hope it doesn't get any worse, because this is bad. I mean, and the terrible thing is that this just came at such a bad time. Like, man, like I'm over here. Everybody that knows me knows 2 things about me. 1, I got a 4-year-old daughter and I love my daughter. And 2, I'm a Lakers fan. So if any dead moment or awkward silence, they're always like, oh, what about the Lakers? Oh, what about the Lakers? And as of late, I've been talking my man. I've been like, man, we the 2nd seed. So this just came at an absolute terrible time, man. I mean, to your question, Gerald, I hope it doesn't get worse than this, because LeBron's out. As crazy as it is to say, because you would have never thought at any point in Hayes' career you'd be thinking like, oh wow, Hayes is out. That's a big difference maker, but it is. It's a very big difference maker right now. So yeah, I really hope not, Joe.
Nick, no, they would not have blown out both sides of the ball with AD. That stop, just stop. Okay, just stop, please. This team is better with Luka on it, and you know it. Just stop it, Nick. Just please, come on. I'm not going to go off on do a Joe Soro on you, okay, please, but stop chastising us, okay? We know you're the one of the few people who still not bought into Luka, but it doesn't matter because again, we're a better team with Luka than without it. Guess who's playing? Where is AD right now? AD is possibly out for the rest of the season. I don't get where you're coming from. Nobody here gets where you're coming from. If you offer that trade to everyone out there seemingly outside of yourself, you're going to accept that trade 99 times out of 100. I'm tired of hearing Max Christie. Max Christie has sucked for the past week and a half. Give me a break. He's an up and down player, a rotation player, a nice rotation player at times, but he is just a rotation player. AD is a great center, but not a transitional player that you want to go with for going forward. He is over the age of 30. He is often injured, and he's someone that you cannot build a team around, as we have seen. You need another star player to go with him. Luka is that player we're going to build the franchise with going forward. And I'm sorry that you can't see that, but it's just that simple. I'm not going to go Joe and call you names right, left, or drop F-bombs in your face. Again, you just got to get with the program. Let it go. I'm going to let Ivica Zubac go and the stupidity of the Lakers in trading him. You got to go ahead and let go of the fact that AD, the often injured AD, and the mercurially overrated Max Christie are in Dallas. Get over it. They're there. Become a Dallas fan if you want to worry about that. Stone, again, we've talked about the Luka trade ad nauseum on the show, and still you can see people just lamenting, well, if AD was here, well, if Max Christie was here. I don't get it. I just don't understand that. How can they not see the best deal right in front of their face, Stone? It's just absolutely mind-numbing to me. And I'm not even going off like Joe. That's the most Joe you're going to get from me right now. I'm not going to people call you F-bombs and do all the stuff that Joe does. I'll let him do that. But, man, it seems pretty simple to me.
If you have a chance to get a top 2 player in the league, you take it regardless of what you're giving up. But, I mean, that's all the time I'm going to give that. But I think the Lakers moving forward have alterations to make to this roster, and I think tonight really showed that. I think, to me at least, it's been very clear what those alterations need to be, which is, a defensive anchor as a center, and a bigger point of attack player. And I think with those 2 additions, hopefully this summer, that really can launch the Lakers into that echelon of contention that the Celtics are currently in. But I think without those 2 missing links, it's going to be difficult. And we talked about it a little bit during playback, but I would give the Lakers maybe about a 5% chance to win the championship this year, and that would mean everything having to break perfectly right for them. It's possible, and 5% is, more than 25 other teams. It's very difficult to win an NBA championship, and like I said, like even the Celtics or the Thunder, I would give a 25% chance to win. It's very difficult to do. But I think once you make those additions and you no longer are sweating out having to deal with the scenarios of every possible thing going your way in order to be a contender, you now are like, okay, we can afford a couple things to not play out in our favor and still be, favored in almost every circumstance. And I think that's where the Lakers want to be. And I think after this summer, that is hopefully where they will be. But I think there's a couple more alterations to really buy this team as the heavy favorites or amongst the heavy favorites to win a title.
Once again, it is the Lakers losing 111 to 101. The Lakers are still in third place, a half game out of second place. So with a win over Brooklyn, John, with a win over Brooklyn and a loss upcoming by Denver, because guess who they play? The back-to-back. It's funny how the schedule, I mentioned it the other day, it's funny the NBA schedule. Oklahoma City gets 2 home back-to-backs here in the next month. And guess who those 2 teams are?
Lakers and Clippers.
Denver, and the Lakers. Denver now, Lakers in about a month. They go and they stay in Oklahoma City for 2 straight games. Denver now plays Oklahoma City for 2 straight games. So, if the Lakers can muster something, if Luka can go ahead and carry this team on a run, on even a decent run, 6 out of the next 10, John, they still have a chance to go ahead when, and if it's only a grade 1 strain, if it's only a minor strain of the groin, maybe they can hold out hope that the Lakers can still get a top 3 seed, because again, for now, Denver has to face OKC, and if OKC plays up to their level, the Lakers could be still have hope. The Lakers could still have hope to get that top 3 seed.
Yes. I mean, honestly, to be real to you, Stone made a great point earlier when he talked about like this is around the time when they usually start resting players and just like getting them ready for the playoffs. So like I just think that was a great shout out you, Stone, for that, because that was a great point. I wasn't even thinking on, because like the schedule does look harder on paper, and I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but I do think that we might go ahead and come up on some games that we thought was some scheduled losses that we go ahead and get a dub on, because they're not they're more resting players getting ready for playoffs to come here, but yeah, I mean, Gerald, at this point, brother, anything could happen, brother. I couldn't even tell you where we're gonna finish. Like, honestly, when we got Luka, I was like, the Lord might come back. Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't know what's gonna happen next. Like, anything could happen at this point. So, yeah, Jared, I really don't know how to answer that to that seeding question. To be honest with you,
I mean, short term, again, you're playing back to back against Oklahoma City like Denver is, so that's not a walk in the park. So if they go 0-2 there and the Lakers do win at Brooklyn, technically they'll regain that second spot for the time. But the problem is, Stone, right after that, the Lakers do go play a back-to-back against Milwaukee and Denver. That's the one I'm pissed off at. That's the one I think that the schedulers really did the Lakers wrong and the Lakers dirty on. I'm not worried about the Phoenix San Antonio back-to-back, because the San Antonio one was a move by the game that they missed because of the fires. So I understand that one. But it's the Milwaukee Denver one. That's the one that really gets me. That's the one where you ask yourself, that's the one where LeBron comes out after the game, if he was still playing, which he won't be playing, and says, what the hell's going on with the NBA schedule? Because that one is probably one that I'd say that, you know what, I think the NBA schedule's got to take a real look at that next time around.
Yeah, I mean, those are 2 really good teams that are both playing really well as of late. I would be surprised if the Lakers don't finish as a top 5 seed this year, which is, being in the playoffs is much improved from where we have been. And before even the Luka trade, we were playing at a level that I didn't really think was possible before the season had started. So I would be surprised. Golden State is back about 5 games at this point in the season. That's an extremely unlikely. It's not impossible, but it's an unlikely scenario that they would leapfrog the 5th seed, or excuse me, the Lakers currently, even with the injury. It's just that's a big gap to make up this far into the season.
There's 6 games back in the loss column.
Yeah, that's tough to make up this late. But I think a top 5 seed is very reasonable, and a top 4 seed is the goal that we should have. I don't know if it happens. I would lean towards yes. I think we do end up as the 4th seed. But yeah, I don't really at this point in time see us dropping out of the top 5. But I do have to get going because I have a long day ahead of me tomorrow. But I appreciate you guys having me on. It was good to finally be on one of these post games. But I'll be back at some point.
All good, Stone. See you later, brother. Text me, brother.
At report_court. Before you go, tell everybody your Twitter and what you're doing on Twitter as well.
Plug them up, Stone. Plug them up.
Yeah, I'm on Twitter. I'm on Blue Sky at report_court. It's probably easier just to type in my name, Stone Hansen. There's not very many of us around. And then you can check out, I'm huge into the draft. So you can check out my draft show I do with 2 other hosts called Upside Swings, wherever you find your podcasts. We're getting really into draft season as it comes around, and if you're interested in draft film, I dissect a lot of it on either Twitter or Blue Sky, so you can check those out. But thanks again for having me on. Hope both of you guys have a good night, and I'll see you next time.
All right, Stone.
You got it. Thanks again, Stone Hansen at report_court. Don't forget his show, the Upside Swings podcast. He's also doing NBA previews right there at report_court on Twitter, and of course Blue Sky as well. John, I'm going to have to ask you to stay. I know you do your quick report, but I want to get at least good hour in here. Again, it's the Lakers fast break. I'm going to have to beg, plead you to stay. All right. I appreciate it.
We could do an hour. We could do an hour. It's early.
I hear you. Lakers all day, and Kenneth wanted to be on here. I sent them the link. They didn't respond.
Come on, guys.
Same thing with Zach. Zach said send me the link. I sent a link.
But it's all good. We here though, Gerald. We here, me and you. So let's talk about it. Yeah. Let's talk about what's going on, brother. Because I mean, look, man. This game, it is what it is, right? It's an unfortunate loss. I think what we have to do now is see what's going to be the way around. Like what's going to be the way around, because we're going to Blue Magic said, John, I want 2 hours. I'm sorry. That's all funny. What's going to be the way around, because now is when coaching is going to get tricky. I think well, not tricky, but it's going to get extremely vital. When you have great players, you have like players like LeBron, you have players like Luka. A lot of the times, like you don't even necessarily have to have you should have a coaching plan, but you don't even necessarily have to have, something mapped out, because they're so great. They're going to make something out of nothing a lot of the times. But when you have players that are, average or below average, hence, the rest of our team besides, really the LeBron, Luka, and maybe AR, you got to draw up a play. You gotta put him in the right spots. It's the exact reason why Gabe Vincent looked like he was the next coming of Jesus and on the Heat. It's the exact reason why Hassan Whiteside looked like that, Kendrick Nunn looked like that, Max Strus looked like that. And then when they go to other teams, it's like, damn, like you wasn't at all what you was looking like on the Heat. And it's because Eric Spoelstra, being the best coach in the league, is able to put players in the right spot, in the right role, run the right place for them to where they look great. And I think that's what JJ is really going to have to do to, get the most out of these other guys, to be honest with you.
Rodell, I've not spoken of Cam Whitmore weeks, but as I just mentioned, he did drop 27 the other day, but he's never on a team filled with young wings like the Rockets. He is never going to get regular time. They just put Jabari Smith Jr. on the bench for a while to show you how else. And he was like the 3rd pick in the draft. So they have a lot of young wings. So they're never going to be able to give a guy like Cam Whitmore, who has a lot of offensive potential, enough time in there. On the Lakers, he is something that they don't have, a young athletic wing that, man, for the past 2 years, the Lakers would have absolutely died and killed to have. They didn't have that. They didn't have that because Max Christie's he's much stronger than Max Christie and probably would have been played and given the same amount of time, would have probably just done the same or even better as a scoring option than Max Christie. Now, defensively, I will give you Christie as far as a better defensive player, but offensively, yeah, Cam Whitmore is probably a better option. But again, I haven't been talking about him weeks until just now. You got to stay up. You say you listen to the show. You say you watch the show. You complain about the show. You complain about Joe said this. You complain about John said this. Come on. You got to stay with us right here at the Lakers Fast Break. You got to listen to the whole show. We don't say Ivica Zubats is the one I've been dwelling on. Got to get it right. Get it right before you say it in the comments. That's all I
tell
ask.
Him, Gerald. Tell him, Gerald.
That's all I ask. Get it right. Get it right.
Young, Pop not coaching right now. You damn right. If Pop was coaching, I'll have him there. But Pop not coaching right now, unfortunately, brother. He had to step away for the rest of the season. But I hear what you're saying.
Yep, Pop, because of his issues, he did announce, what was it, last week? I think he is going to take the rest of the season off. They're going to reevaluate it from there. But I think for Popovich, I think it's just time. I think it's time. Yeah. I mean, I have my mother who went through a stroke. I see what it is as far as her recovery period is. And it's no joke. It's no joke. And it again, at 70, 3 or 4, it's going to be an issue for him going forward. So we'll see if he can go back and coach the Spurs. But again, I would say take a lot off of his plate by maybe just allowing him to recover and be a part of the organization other ways going forward. But it's Pop, so he gets his choice. We'll see what happens there. But once again, it is the Lakers losing 111-101. John, we got to find some positives out of this. I do have an update, and Natalia did bring it up. Although, Natalia, you did say they were going to win every game. You did say the Lakers are going to win every game, but you did just bring up the fact that LeBron, after the game, did give an update. He said there's not much concern, John, regarding his groin, noting that it didn't feel as bad as the groin injury he suffered back in 2018 on Christmas Day versus the Golden State Warriors, and knocked on wood in the locker room as he awaits further examination on it. So,
shit,
that's
I hope. I mean, I feel like that's a classic LeBron answer. LeBron, like, oh, I'm not tripping, or oh, it's all good. Like, I just feel like that's a classic. I mean, but shoot, when you got the world on your shoulders, I feel like you got to give that answer. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, be like, oh my god, like, like. So I feel it. I feel that's a real answer.
That's a positive, yes. Yes, I hope the positive is Max Christie. Yeah, being off the team. There you go. I will say, though, Luka Doncic said he's been feeling back soreness since he took that tough fall against the Knicks on Thursday, but added he is fine, John. So I know some mentioned that maybe Luka should sit out because the Lakers' tough schedule after that. What would you do? Would you sit him down for the upcoming game against Brooklyn?
We can't sit him right now. I say, let's get this win. Let's try to put him out first 3 quarters, and then 4th quarter Luka can sit. Let's put him out first 3 quarters. But right now, with no Bron, we can't sit Luka. Who we gonna run the team on all around? I mean, I know AR out there, but come on, man.
Back to the point guard for AR. Back to point guard for AR.
But look. I mean, I say we go point guard AR if we absolutely have to, but we don't absolutely have to. Let's not concede and just rest Luka, because that's not how this works here, y'all. Like, he's not gonna.
Well, that's how they're gonna do it though. Now that you realize that's how the rotation is gonna work out, because you know how they split between LeBron and Luka for the main ball handling duties. It now reverts back to what it was in January. Although Luka plays the LeBron role, and then now AR will play that role as far as the guy, maybe, in my opinion, probably playing the entire first quarter. Then you have Luka coming off the bench in the start the second quarter and going on. He plays the LeBron role, the guy who's gets off the floor early in order to go ahead and have him there coming into the second quarter playing with the bench guys. Do you agree with that or no?
Yeah, no, I agree with that. But I was saying to the point of, like, I thought the initial question you asked me was like, rest Luka the entire game. Like,
that was the question. That was in the chat.
That I do not agree with at all. But yeah, like staggering their minutes and, like, making sure If Luka's not out there, AR's out there. If AR's not out there, Luka's out there. I think that's insanely important. But we need those guys. And shout out Tough, because that was the first thing I said when I started talking, when we opened up the stream 55 minutes ago. I said, man, you would have never thought at no point in Jaxson Hayes' career would you be like, him missing the game was like such a crucial point for us. But him being out was such a crucial point for us tonight. I mean, he would have, I'll say it again, would have elevated Luka's game, would have elevated his own game, would have got him some easy buckets, just simply off, Luka being so great and his gravity and just giving him some easy ones at the rim. So, Tough, you are damn right about that, boy. Tough comment. I like it.
Who'd have thunk it that we would actually be missing Jaxson Hayes when we
for
started
real,
the season?
Who would have thought that?
Who
But
would
you
have
know what,
thunk it?
Gerald? But who would have thunk? But you know who else who would have thunk, Gerald? Who would have thunk we have Luka?
Yes, who would have thunk that? Luka. There's that one video that's going across YouTube that was like made like 8 months ago or whatnot that said, what if the Lakers stole Luka? It, just like totally, foresaw this stuff. And it's like people, and now it's like 3 million views or something like that because everybody just went, just
Hilarious.
Oh, yeah, exactly over it because the guy called it. But I'm sure if you looked on his page or something like that, it's like, what if the Lakers got Giannis, or what if the Lakers got this star or that star? It's like, okay, whatever. But maybe not. Maybe he just called it straight up and just foresaw it, and maybe he's got the lottery numbers for next week's lottery in mind. If that's
What
the
was
case.
that? What was that, Joe? You did foresaw it like that?
Yeah, he's trying to see the future. I foresee the future. Here's the California Lotto numbers. Yeah.
That's so funny. That's so funny. You don't want the California Lotto numbers. Those are expensive. I mean, the taxes on them are expensive.
What isn't one of the lottery things coming up? I mean, we have to drive the state line to play. We have to drive the state line to play. Yeah, we can't play. We do our own gambling here in Vegas. They don't do any type of lotto, and all the lotto stuff ends right there at state line because Nevada gambling and all that.
What is that?
Already.
Like, why? You can gamble, but you can't play the lotto?
That is correct. Because they would
what is the reason behind that?
Reason is that you have to get your ass down to the casino and start hitting those slots if you want to lose your money. Yes.
Okay.
Going to the 7-Eleven to lose your money there is way too easy, my friend. Way too easy to go ahead and do that. But once again, it is the Lakers fast break. It is the Lakers losing 111-101. John, it's been great having you here, a part of what we're doing. Go ahead and talk a little bit more here on the way out. But before we do, I want you to go ahead and let me know what's going on with Lakers Corner and Clutch Talk right here on YouTube.
Yes, man. Everybody that's been in the chat with us today, man. You guys are awesome, real ones. Win or loss, you guys are real. You guys are here because you guys are real, man. Yes. So I appreciate you guys.
No matter how much we argue with you, you're here and we respect you for it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because a lot of people, they just don't show up. So you doing half the battle, man. But if you want to check me out on my Lakers content, man, please do check out Lakers Corner on YouTube. I do 2-minute game recaps on the Shorts tab. I do like a more detailed game recap, which I'm about to get into right here, right when we finish the video. Post that in the videos tab. Social media. Check out my TikTok. Almost had 10,000 followers. It is Lakers Corner 24. And then if you want to check out my Instagram, it's Lakers_corner. And Twitter is Lakers Corner 2. But man, appreciate you guys. You guys having me here, man. And Lakers unfortunately lost their 8-game winning streak, and LeBron is hurt most of all. But that's the most thing I'm crying about. But shit, man, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. We gonna bounce back.
Natalia told me we were gonna win every game, John.
Natalia, come on.
She promised me.
Natalia.
Natalia.
Okay. Sports
no, just kidding, Natalia. Just kidding. No. I started to believe her. She had such veracity what she was typing out there. They are going to win, Gerald, every game. I was starting to buy in on that, I'll tell you. But again, Legend, always appreciate you here. Go ahead and follow Legend350 at I Got Next Sports Media. Also, as well, shout out to the Lakerholics who were able to go ahead and do the show. I started up, but I had to go run some errands, so I let them talk. And boy, they took the ball and ran with it. So they were talking all that hour there. It was a great conversation. If you want to hear what they had to say, it's on the channel, but Lakerholics.com is where they're at 7 days a week. So go ahead and support them as well. Don't forget as well, of course, Empire Jeff TV covering the Lakers and the Dodgers. Joe Soro will be back. I'm sure he's at spring training earlier today. He was at his nephew's house, I think was what he was watching the game from in Arizona. Juan, please let us know if you and him got together, for spring training. I was hoping you guys would meet up. That's something because he wanted to go ahead and meet up with you on that. So I hope that worked out. But looking forward to continuously providing you coverage. Tomorrow we'll go ahead and be on again for you, just talking about and any updates on LeBron, on Luca, what's upcoming for Monday's game, which will be on playback.tv/Lakers Fast Break. Looking forward to that. But yes, we will give you constant updates on what's going on with LeBron. Follow me on Twitter at Lakers Fast Break. I'm retweeting out there. Anytime Shams or McTen or somebody out there tweets something important to the Lakers, I'm retweeting it out there. So you just get it all right in one place. Or you go to Lakers Corner as well, at Lakers Corner as well, right there for you. But go ahead and check us out on all that stuff. And then, of course, please like and subscribe. We're trying to go ahead and get us into the big boys where all those big channels are because our shows are better, more fun,
yes,
more entertaining,
yes,
more feisty, as it
Yes.
were.
yes.
I mean, how many
and-
shows?
And let me hop in here real quick, Gerald, because I gotta show you love because I already told the chat before, man. Y'all, everybody that's in here, you guys better subscribe to Gerald's channel and show love because this man puts in so much work for this channel and does so much from not even just hosting. Like hosting is what the people see. You know what I'm saying? That's a tip of the iceberg. This man does everything from operations to IT manager to everything, man. Gerald, you're the GOAT, man. So I just want to let you know that.
Well, I appreciate it. I very much appreciate it. Very much appreciated to you and all you do with your channels, Clutch Talk and Lakers Corner. Blue Magic says it all. Please hit that like and subscribe. I know it's like everybody asks you to do that. But the reason why YouTube says is because when you do, you hit that like and you do subscribe, it gets more and more in the algorithms. More people like you that are searching for Lakers stuff. Where are they coming to? Lakers Corner, Clutch Talk, and of course, right here at the Lakers Fast Break. So for John Costa, Stone Hansen, everybody out there that was part of our great, we even had both brothers. How we had Xbox and his brother on the show. Yeah, absolutely. On playback. We had like the entire country of Australia there. It was awesome. Shout out to our friends down under. Yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Legend, we got to get together, get you back on the show ASAP. Maybe hit me up. Maybe we can do something tomorrow. Let me know. Hit me up if you're available. If not, let me see if I can get John or maybe even Joe will be back hibernating at his place back once again. We'll see if he does the long drive. We'll find out whether he's back or not. But again, it is the Lakers Fast Break. It is Gerald Glassford. Truly appreciate you joining us along with John Costa, Clutch Talk of Lakers Corner. We'll be back tomorrow with an update on LeBron, on Luca, on the Lakers, and also as well getting you prepped for Monday's game against Brooklyn, which we do always better than anyone else right here at the Lakers Fast Break, Lakers Corner, Clutch Talk, and the Lakers Fast Break podcast.